Hello everyone and welcome to Gierok Farms. It is a wonderful day here on the family owned and operated dairy farm. Today, this afternoon, we have to get ready for spring. We're gonna get out the no-till drill of ours for seeding down some grass, alfalfa and oats, things like that. And then we're also gonna get out the drag to help smooth the ground and prep it and finish it before and after planting. So Dad is already on the other side of the shop and the shed here, getting out the drag with the skid steer. I gotta go grab the 686 and we're gonna head around there to where the drill is stored, get the drill hooked up out of the shed, look it over, and make a plan here for this fast approaching spring. So I hope you all enjoy the video. Make sure to check out GierokFarms.com if you haven't already. Check out these hats and subscribe, share, comment, all that good stuff. But let's get to work. So Dad decided that we'd come over by the grainer here and put some oats in this thing before we take it over to the shop and get it loaded up beforehand here. Okay, we got to check the drill over, grease it, things like that. Is there anything else you wanted to do to it while it's in here, Dad?
It might be greased from last fall.
Well, I think I might have greased it before the cover crop, and we're probably still set on cover crop unless you did some seeding with it.
I just got done fighting with a hen. They're still warm.
Egg production is still good. Yeah, it probably wouldn't hurt. You know, the grease might have kind of dried up anyways over the winter.
So what we'd like to know is, so we're West Central Wisconsin. And when I was a teenager, my dad rented a farm that was sand, more sand. And the earliest we've ever put oats in was March 31st.
And we're filming this now mid-March, and I've ever heard of guys that put some new seeding and some oats in already.
Oats in, and there's even a couple rumors someone's done some row crops already.
I had a buddy who went south towards like Iowa, and he swears that he saw, maybe it was just like in hydrous or something, but he swears that a planter was drugged through a field, like a 30 inch row planter.
We'll have to drive there this summer to see if that turned out.
Yeah, no kidding.
But I mean, it's experimental. I mean, like oats, I think might be okay.
Yeah, I know a lot of the growers are playing the game, especially with these improved seed genetics and these good treatments where they're okay with the seed sitting in the ground for two weeks before.
2 weeks, a month. It's been freezing at night, you know, but the extended forecast doesn't sound too wild as far as cold.
No.
Our predictions are we're going to get a heap of snow in April. I hope 2 feet, you know, on top of that soak in where it's very dry now. And that was 88 that year that was so early, but it was warm too.
Dry year.
It was dry and it was warm. But it wasn't this early far as the snowpack going away and all that. Your main coulters all got one each, and then we got to kind of crawl around for. Might be time for a new tip. This drill, 1006 no-till, which means it's roughly 10 feet depending on how you got your spacing set up on all your rows, but I think it's like 9/6 or something like that, the way this is set up now. And then this one's got a main seed box, a second main seed box, or dual seed they call it, and then the alfalfa box. I have grass seed in this one, and then our oats in this one. And what we've done with cover crop is I had the oats, for instance, in this one, and the rye in this one, or something like that. And then you can shut off your alfalfa. And then you got two transmissions, one here and one there, and each one drives off of the wheel it's on. So one side drives 2 of the boxes, and the other side drives 1. And then right here you have lockouts that'd be locked in. This is locked out. So actually, when you're driving down the road, your wheels aren't turning any chains or anything. It's just a way to prevent wear.
Okay, finished up greasing and oiled the chains here on the drill and Bagley looking stuff over. Dad, he's sharpening a chainsaw right now for later today. You want to talk a little bit about what the plan is with this thing? Is that it's not going to go seed a new seeding hayfield right away. It's going to actually fix up some projects that we're doing this early spring, being it's so dry.
Yeah, it dried out pretty good. So it's along one of our fields where the fence between the cow pasture and the field is growing with brush. I did trim that all out again for about the 5th, 6th time since I came to this farm. We built the fence new back in '98, but a lot of the posts are getting rotted off already and stuff. So I just up and decided John was available to do it. The road bands are off, so he's gonna take out that hump that forms in there, you know, from tilling the field.
Like a furrow, yep.
Yeah, get that all, and then fine brush all groomed out of there, and then, so we're probably looking at a width or 2 of this machine. So we just put some conventional oats in there, got grass seed in there, maybe just a touch of alfalfa, we're gonna seed that. And then I wanna manure that area, and being that it's, you know, early yet, we'll get the fence back up. I got a couple weeks to get the fence back up before we graze.
So what's a rough rate of what you're using when you're seeding down pasture or waterway type stuff versus your new seeding stuff?
So oats usually, it can be from 70 to 100 pounds. It really don't matter much. If for something like this, we usually crank it up more. Like especially if it's waterway, you really wanna, sometimes you go over it twice even, just to get a row between the row even, you know, or even go the opposite way. It can vary a little bit because you got so many different types of grass. We've put some orchard grass, timothy, brome. There's those, what am I thinking, ryegrass.
Yeah, like that perennial rye.
There's several different kinds of that. So, and what I like to do, where we buy our alfalfa, they'll usually send me couple bags of grass seed too, and what they would recommend, and then they got their rate. You don't want to put too heavy because you don't want to smother the alfalfa. I learned it all depends on the year and how it gets established and stuff, because some years it seems like we use the same rate as we did other years, and then it's either all alfalfa or almost all grass. If we're going to be seeding mostly grass, maybe 20 pounds.
Maybe these guys could answer, if any of you have a cattle operation and have to seed down pastures, let us know if you have a certain brand and mix that you like using, especially if you're in the Midwest. because I'm sure you've kind of tried out plenty of different mixes.
Yeah, and what they started doing, they started going away from like orchard grass, because some guys don't like it because the first crop, it gets tall, it gets so brushy, but if you get it younger, I think it's very good health feed mixed with some other stuff. But second crop orchard grass, as far as I'm concerned, mixed with alfalfa, that makes the best hay, especially for small calves. I think everybody's got their preference. And then baling hay, they try to find a mix that's good compatible with the alfalfa, so it makes good baled hay. You know, then you got baleage, and then you got your silages, and then grazing, that's a whole nother thing, because then you want something that the cows can tramp around on, and it holds up good for that too. That's why we go mix. And then some years, different grasses, like in the wet weather, a lot of them will do better. Orchard grass, of course, is kind of a cool season, so that'll do good early, and then when it gets hot, it doesn't do as well. But you don't know what kind of year you're going to get. You get kind of let's say all your eggs aren't in one basket as far as what you threw out there.
Yep. That's plenty of info about the drill. I'm going to keep looking it over here, but I think this thing should be pretty much ready for spring. We don't put a whole lot of acres on it, so it doesn't really get worn out.
I think this machine, along with a handful of other machines we own now, is going to hold value forever. This will never go out of style. I mean, you got your hobbyists, the deer plots, and then the nice thing is it can be pulled by, if you're not in the hills, maybe 60 horse tractor will handle this just fine. Where you get those big commercial units, well,
you're limited.
That's the best part about this. But we're, like all our machines, it's preventative maintenance. I mean, I think we can preserve these machines. I think this machine's worth more, even though it's getting close to 10 years old, than I paid for it. No, just because that's how the world works with this stuff.
There we go, getting closer to spring. Okay, now that we got the drill looked at, I've been trying to make some planning when it comes to using my planter. So I got to go look at that thing and see what type of fertilizer augers I have in that thing. I can't remember if I have a real aggressive high rate auger in there. I don't think I do, but I gotta go check and make a plan. Came back here to one of the old insecticide boxes where I stored some spare parts, and then also the manual for the planter. I'm gonna do some reading in there and look at what I can get this planter to put out. Looking at the auger in there versus the planter that Saul just purchased, it looks like it isn't quite as aggressive as what he has, which part of it might be that his is not as wore out, or maybe he does have a higher rate auger. You guys in the comments, let me know, especially if you have a John Deere 7000 or did have one, let me know how many pounds of fertilizer you were able to put out with that standard rate auger. How many pounds of just you know, your standard starter, you know, a density of maybe 65 or whatever. I'm gonna do some reading though, try to make a plan, and then I trying to plan out how many tons of fertilizer I can put in that thing. I think it's gonna be one of them deals, once I put that thing somewhere and fill it, it's not gonna move. I'm not gonna want to move until I'm able to get the fertilizer out of there. So I'm gonna be doing some planning, whether I put it all through the planter or do some broadcasting. I'm gonna play around with that. But so leave your comments down below. Thank you all for watching the video. Thank you for sticking to the end. Make sure, if you haven't already, to go check out GierokFarms.com and check out these hats of ours, especially with summer right around the corner. Gotta have a good hat. Protect yourself from the sun. Good luck to any of you this spring who are putting in a crop or a garden or anything like that. I'm excited to see what this year brings. Hopefully everything goes smooth on my end and weather cooperates and all good things like that. But thank you all for watching. Thank you for the support, and we will see you all in the next video.